Sometimes as you grow older, you grow in your language skills, your ability to be eloquent. You from the books that you read to the newspaper articles to the blogs and etc., you begin to discover that there's a language that maybe you didn't even know about. And you young people, like as you're learning how to write papers and that kind of stuff, you begin to understand dialogue better. And there are all kinds of different dialects. In our area, French is something that would really help you. But as you study languages. I mean, maybe you started out early and you're bilingual. You're able to talk in two different languages or even more. But as you grow older, you begin to understand language. You begin to understand how to speak. And there's a way that you speak. There's facial expressions, the way you deliver those words, the way you determine how to share those words, sentence structure, and everything can really, really change the way that somebody experiences the words you say. I mean, just the tone of voice, the wrinkles on your head, the look in your eye can change a phrase that is meant for good, that is significant, that is important, that is meant to encourage, and turn it into a cynical, sarcastic, belittling phrase. Like, you got to watch yourself, that you say the right things, that you say the right things. So what am I trying to say is like as you develop language skills, what is the language that you're speaking? What is your own personal dialect? Is it covered in cynicism and sarcasm? Is it covered in hate? Is it covered in envy and lust and desire? I mean, like, what is the language of your lips? Now, in 1 Corinthians 13:1, Paul is talking, and he's talking about how he can speak different languages, and he has the ability to communicate with people through different dialects. But he goes on to say that without love, that's meaningless, it's worthless, it has no value. So like as you grow and learn how to speak, it's not just words that you're learning to speak, it's also ways in which you speak, how to, if you will, communicate with your peers, how to communicate with your family, how to communicate with your friends, how to communicate with your parents, your bosses, your teachers, those in authority and power over you, like how you communicate with those who are under your authority. Like as you begin to develop and grow, you begin to develop those skills. I mean, just like as a baby, an infant becomes a baby and then a toddler, and they begin to learn language skills, and they begin to develop the ability to talk. There's amazing things that begin to happen in the human mind as you discover more and more. And it's so important to study words. I know you felt it. I know that I felt it. Like the words that someone says to me, it can make me feel loved or hated. It can make me feel encouraged or torn down. I mean, like it can build faith or create doubt. It can increase confidence or create insecurity. I mean, is your love the conduit of your words? Is your love the lens through which you push your words? Is your love the love of Christ in your heart, the love of who God is, the love of God Himself because of your faith? Are those the words that you use? You guys, I really want you to pray and measure that. I really want you to pray and measure the conversations you have. I really want you to pray and measure the statements that you make. I really want you to pray about your interactions. You guys, you can destroy a relationship. Well, for 1 Corinthians 13:1, it goes on to say this. It says that the words that are not spoken in love are a sounding gong, a banging cymbal. Those can become irritable experiences in our lives. I mean, you keep hearing a cymbal clang, 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 and you've heard it from others, clang, 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 and it's just like, oh, it's so frustrating, so irritating. It begins to actually create pain in your head, and it's like you are willing at one point or another to choke someone out, until they pass out, because you just want them to stop clanging the gong or banging the cymbal. You're done. You're over it. You're finished. You're through. I don't want my words to sound like that. I don't want my words to be expressed like that. I don't want my words to sound like a irritation. I want my words to be harmonious. I want my words to be beautiful. I want my words to create harmonies that not in a weird, insignificant way, but create goosebumps. I want my words to be the harmonies of song in someone's heart. That's what I want my words to be, not a clanging, banging, noisy irritation in someone's life. Are your words being expressed in love? Are they? Like, seriously, wait. Think a couple of seconds before you say something. And like somebody be like, oh, what you got? You got problems. Why are you being quiet for a minute? Like, what? You thinking about how you're gonna respond, and then you respond. They're like, oh, did you have to think about that because you didn't want to say something nasty, or that could happen. But like, as you develop and hone that skill, the pause is going to get less and less, because you'll begin to discover that your words become a more natural flow of faith. They become a more natural expression because your life is consumed with love. The capacity in your heart is growing in the area of love, and because of that, it is a natural experience. It's a natural expression. The more you learn a second language, for example, you begin to learn the way that language is spoken. You don't sound like a foreigner. You don't sound weird when you speak that language. And as you begin to increase and develop your skills to speak, it's the same way. You begin to develop your skills to say things in love. Guys, I love you. Jesus loves you more. Think about what you say. Say good things. Encourage people. Love people. Make it an amazing day. Decide today to encourage someone. Much love, guys. Be blessed. Jesus loves you more.